Hello friends, this is Sai Fanindra from SQL School, and this particular demo session is for SQL Server and Transact SQL. I mean the SQL developer course. And before we start, let me introduce myself. Over 11 years of technical expertise exclusively on SQL Server technology. I'm a true lover of Microsoft SQL Server. I love it. And you see my lovely examples in the course. Yes friends, all our sessions would be completely practical and real time, and we know how to win references from you for our next batches. Yes friends, really. Since 2005, my first company at Microsoft, my first project as an SME, subject matter expert, I have been with this technology right from SQL Server 2000 version until date SQL Server 2016. We have been seeing a lot of demand, awesome features, technical beauties in this SQL Server subject. At Microsoft, I used to get myself involved in production support activities. I started my career as a production support analyst for one of the Microsoft internal projects called the BGIT project, Business Group IT. Then I was with Deloitte as a cube developer and report analyst. Then I was with Infosys, continued my report development skills, and right now working for one cloud computing and data hosting company, SQL Technologies Private Limited, operating in India and USA. And few of our major clients are Mindtree, HP, Sony, Secure Meters, and few other small, very small companies will be hosting our data for them. And coming to our actual agenda, yes, we will be understanding what exactly we are going to learn in our course, the course curriculum, the session-wise concepts like what we would be discussing on each day, the day-to-day curriculum, the highlights, our 24/7 online lab access, the information pertaining to certifications and support. On the other side, something technical, we are going to understand today, assuming we are all very, very new to database. We'll be understanding what is data, what is database, what is SQL Server, why SQL Server, editions and versions pertaining to our SQL Server, the software installation. You would be given the required guidance for installation of the software in this class today, and accordingly you will be following all the steps and do the installation part on your end. And once you install, you will be testing the installation, and we'll be understanding our course plan with the lab plan, the takeaways from the course and the type of material. To start with, let's understand why we are meeting today. Yes, SQL Server, Transact SQL, T-SQL Training program on SQL Server 2016 and SQL Server 2014. However, we do include the older versions also in the course curriculum, mainly for understanding the features and the advantages of higher versions and comparisons, what's new in each version. Friends, we assume we are all very, very new to this technology. We assume we are all very, very new. I mean, the participants are very new. With that assumption, we'll start from the very, very basic SQL and Transact SQL. So today we'll do installation part. From the very next class, we would be starting with SQL Server and Transact SQL once you join the training program. Then we shall proceed for detailed database design, table design, constraints, keys, views, queries and functions. We will be understanding about further subqueries, nested queries, correlated queries and some more complex functions. Then we shall be understanding the query tuning operation. And from there we'll start the programming part. We got 4 levels of stored procedures. Again, we assume we are all very new to the technology, and over 11 years we have been in the same service. So when I was in my very first project itself, I started my training service in parallel. And with all these years of observations, feedback and even guidance from the previous participants, we are very sure you would love our service, provided you practice on time. Friends, we assume you are all very new to the subject only in the initial classes. At the same time, we also assume you are practicing on time. Hence, accordingly, we got 4 different levels of basic to complex, enhanced stored procedures and programming. Next, we'll be understanding about the triggers. New concepts in 2016, file tables, memory tables. And we'll be going for one detailed end-to-end real-time project in a banking domain, part of our course curriculum, inclusive. Yes, I repeatedly assure you friends, the sessions should be completely practical and real time. We value your time. We value your money. And we'll be very frank and straight. Notes, lab work, material, tasks, solutions for every session. And you would enjoy our service provided you are practicing on time. That's our sincere kind request. Just practice whatever we are discussing in the class. Enough. If possible, please see if we can do the tasks also. We would be more happy. And you would be gearing for interviews and certification. We got a specific plan for certification part, Microsoft official certification. We call it 7461 paper. Now, with this information, here we go friends. Then what we need to do next? Yes, so far we understood just the overview, like what concepts we got. We are supposed to get in our course curriculum. Then how to go about. Yes, here we go friends. For this purpose, to continue with our course, yes, you would be doing the installation part. Coming to the installation part, on my screen now the lab plan. Your computer equipped with your computer containing Windows 7 or 8 or 10. You would be installing SQL Server on your computer. And you would be connecting to our 24/7 online lab, loaded with nice real-time databases. If in case you are planning for some experience, then we got additional guidance and examples only for such participants. If in case you are planning for any experience from our course, then You would be installing MS Office also. Again, we've designed our course in a careful way wherein a starter, a fresher or an experienced technical participant should be able to get the required information. They should be able to feel the sessions to be interesting, highly interactive. So based on your career plan, you would be installing just SQL Server or additionally MS Office also on your computers. Then where do you install it? How do you install it? Come on, let's continue. Let's understand now, right from the very base. What is data? What is database? Let's start from there. For the last few minutes, we are understanding the overview of our course and the lab plan. Yes, we require SQL Server 2012 or 14 or 16. I shall show you 2014 and 16 installation today. Now, before we proceed, let's understand the basic information. What is database? But before that, what is data? Yes, any raw facts or information stored in text files or PDF files or doc files or Excel files or DAT files, etc. Just think for a moment, any limitations on the traditional data store? Just think for a moment. Any limitations on traditional data store? Well, you might be getting your answer now. Size. I add few more answers. Security. Parallel access. Automated recovery. Here it is. What is database now? A data store or a platform to store any type of data, any amount of data, fully secured and automated recovery. That's the actual advantage. Secured and automated recovery. Platform to store any type of data and any amount of data, fully secured, and further you got automated recovery option. Now with this information, why to go for database? What's the actual advantage out of it? Yes, easy access or easy store and easy access to data. At the same time, easy design and management. Very much user friendly. I must say friends, user friendly operations are very much possible in any database. Then how do you access it? Friends, generally if I store some data in Excel, I require MS Office or Google Office, some application or browser extension we require. If you store some data in PDF, we require Acrobat. Doc, Office. Doc files we require Office. Same way, depending on the format of data stored, you require the respective application or the software to access. Then what about database? Yes, database management system, in short called DBMS, is a software used to access any type of data or any type of database, or simply say to work with a database. I'll put in a simple way. To work with any type of database, we make use of the software called DBMS. Now, with this information, then what is SQL Server? Yes friends, SQL Server, a type of DBMS. It is a type of DBMS. Yes, and it is cheaper. At the same time, it is user friendly. Yes, very much user friendly, easy to use, rich user interface tools. And at the same time, you got support for Polybase, meaning it's a technology, a new technology available for cloud and big data integration. We say Polybase technology, and easy integration to any platform, .NET, Java, MySQL, PHP, Oracle, SAP, any ERP programming or database or any platform. We can easily integrate this software, the SQL Server software or the SQL Server databases. Understanding these concepts like what is data, database, DBMS and SQL Server. Let's understand how to install SQL Server now. While installation is going on, we'll be understanding about our actual lab plan, like what we would be discussing on each day. We got a nice lab plan waiting for us to be understood in practical in our course. Yes. Before that, let's start the installation part, and while installation is going on, we'll talk about this lab and like what we'll be discussing on each day in detail. Come on friends, let's understand now the SQL Server installation, one of the easiest and simple concepts. One of the easiest and simple concept. Here we go. Before we understand the installation of SQL Server, we need to understand about the components. Yes, SQL Server, I'll just put the things down. SQL Server components. Number 1, database engine. Number 2, analysis services. Number 3, in case you are very new to this technology, please by heart all these components. We require these terms, terminologies to understand for actual examples. Data quality services, also called DQS. DQS, data quality services, total 5 components. And there are some SQL Server tools. There are some SQL Server tools also. Here we go. Number 1, SQL Server Management Studio, also called as SSMS. Number 2, SQL Server Configuration Manager. Number 3, SQL Server Profiler, also called simply SQL Profiler. There are multiple tools, but these are the major tools, and one more important one for our course, SQL CMD, a command line tool. These are the different tools we will be using in our actual course. Well, now what are these tools? What's the purpose of each of them? Yes, whenever we install SQL Server, we get these components and tools. Now, anyway, there are again different cautions, different precautions to get the tools. Additionally, if required, we'll be taking next few minutes. Well, here we go, friends. Database engine used to store live, rapid or real-time data. We also call it online transaction processing, also called OLTP. Live data, ongoing data. Analysis services used to store live as well as historical, live and historical both data, mainly for analysis and forecast operations. We call it OLAP. What does it mean? Stands for online analytical processing databases, OLAP. So they are live real-time databases, opposite analysis OLAP databases. Next, reporting services used to report any type of data. We call it dashboards, charts, tables, matrix, map reports, etc. To report, and we call it data visualizations. The technical term, data visualizations. Integration services used to compare and load any type of data. Used to compare and load any type of data. With that information, we can also add here to design, used to design something called as data warehouses. What are these data warehouses? Here we go, friends. Data warehouse are a special type of databases used for storing old, outdated information. What does it mean? Here we go, friends. Assume a live cricket match. Just assume a live cricket match, ongoing data, ongoing operations, live match coverage, ball-to-ball score, spell-to-spell statistics, database engine. DB engine will be storing all the live data and give it for reporting services. For the television users would be able to get all the reports, live report. Batsman hit a 6. What next? One small advertisement, right? A small advertisement, and then reporting starts. What the report contains? Number of sixes in the tournament, number of sixes in the series, number of boundaries, the batsman complete history of 6, batsman's family history about 6 and 4s, the batsman who has got more number of boundaries, more number of 6 in their entire history and their life. All the reporting starts. Before the match, after the match, we see some set of reports. Stock market analysis, weather forecast, other best examples. We make use of analysis services mainly for analysis, understanding, forecast, predictions. So one is for live, one is for predictions, analysis, past data analysis and forecasting the future for the benefit of business. It's all about BI, we say, business intelligence. Yes, analysis comes under the BI, business intelligence category. But at the basic level, we should be understanding what exactly the SQL Server contains, because we are going to install the components now in next few minutes. SQL Server is equipped with all components, including reporting, to report any type of data, and integration services old information, old data. Whenever you would like to store some data, we always prefer to get live, real-time data in the database engine. Old data would be actually stored in the warehouse. It is brought to analysis mainly for analysis and forecast operations. Otherwise, it can be just stored in the warehouse only. I repeat, different types of databases we have. Real-time databases, analysis and forecasting databases, or data warehouse databases. In real world, we work with one or two or sometimes even all three databases. Data quality services to ensure consistent data store into OLTP databases, OLAP databases, and data warehouse database. Above three databases to ensure consistent data store, we make use of this. These are the server components. Tools. SQL Server Management Studio tool used to perform design, development, and testing operations on SQL Server data. It is mainly used by administrators, DBA, but sometimes a SQL Server developer also need to have some basic idea on this configuration to perform what we say deployments, a part of our course curriculum. When we talk about the real-time project, we require these deployments and also port configurations. What else? SQL Profiler. It is mainly used for test, trace, and perform audit operations for queries. Whenever as a developer or a designer you design some query, some SQL query, and it is running for longer amount of time, in such a case we may require this profiler tool, a part of our course. And SQL CMD, another interesting and important one required for our course, used to perform design, development, and testing operations using command prompt. Say it's command line interface. Whereas the SSMS is completely GUI, graphical user interface. So we'll be taking GUI tool, we'll be taking command line tool as a part of our course curriculum. Now, with this information, we are good to start the installation part. What we are going to install and how we are going to install, why we are going to install. Yes, come on, here we go friends. The actual reason for installation is SQL Server, my green box. I need to install it so that I can store databases, store tables. Single installation, we can store up to 32,767 databases. Single installation. One installation means one server, up to 32K databases we can store. Then how do you access them? You require a language. Friends, now we are going to do the installation part of the green box server, so that we can start our course from the next class understanding how to design databases, how to design tables, so on. Yes, unlimited data, unlimited databases, unlimited tables, unlimited data. What limited databases? 32K, 32,767 databases. But remember, unlimited tables, unlimited data. Well, let's continue. With this information, if at all if you install SQL Server, then how to access it, and how to work with it, we'll talk about it in next few minutes. And for our course, we require either 2012, 2014 or 2014 or 2016. I repeat friends, for our course, either 2012, 2014 or 2016, any one is enough. And today we are going to focus on the installation of these two, 2016 and 2014. For 2014 installation, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, any of these OS, latest updates. 2016, either Windows 8 or Windows 10, but latest update is mandatory. You can install any of these three on your computer to start the course. Now, with this information friends, come on, let's start the installation process, one of the easiest and simple process. Now, how to install it? Come on, let's do the installation part. So for that purpose, I would take you to my other computer. And start the installation process here. Here we go. Well, just double click on the setup file. See there friends. Just double click on the setup file, and once you double click on the setup file, here we go friends. Just double click on the setup file. I repeat, you would be installing 2016 or 2014. Let's understand how to install 2016 here. Double click on the setup file. Here it is, setup application file. Simple and easy concept. I'm showing you 2016 installation. Just double click on the setup file. Then you see installation part, the second page, left hand side, installation part, new installation, and I'll just close my all other windows. Yes friends, installation page, new installation. Once you go to new installation, friends will provide the required software to you, and you would follow the same steps. What did I say? Installation page, new installation, next, and let's wait while we get this next screen. Friends, while you are installing, you may see firewall warning or .NET warning. You can ignore the warnings for now. Say next, next, next. This is the very first input. Accept licensing terms. Friends, so far what I did, I assume we're all very new. Hence, I'll just cancel it now. I'll show you once again. Double click on the setup file. You got this installation center. Installation and new installation, standalone installation. The remaining part like data tools for MSBA developers, failover clustering, here it is. Failover clusters, upgrades, these are all for DBAs. So one for BA developers and the other ones for DBAs. For now, the first one is fine for our course. Let's continue friends. Just continue friends. Here we go. Say next. Let's wait. So you got different options here. For now we are going with the first option, friends. New installation, firewall warnings. You may see firewall warnings, so you can ignore them. Friends, you may see .NET warning also, you can ignore it. Next, perform new installation. Next, it may say evaluation edition. It is a 6 months trial copy. If in case you already installed SQL Server from internet, it would have been Express edition, and if that is the case, it is not going to support our course Express edition. So you would leave the old installation. If in case you have done it earlier, you would leave the old installation as it is. Don't disturb it. You will have a fresh copy of new installation. The one that will be providing you today, you'll be downloading it from our website. You'll be getting the download link. For now, you'll go with evaluation, 6 months trial. Next, accept licensing terms. So far it is next. This is the first input, accept licensing terms. Next, and I would wait. Friends, earlier I was writing some notes, if you remember. Database engine for live operations, analysis, reporting, integration, etc. For SQL Server T-SQL course, select all, uncheck analysis and reporting, and uncheck the remaining subcomponents. Do not install all. It may again add some additional overhead to your computer. It will make your computer a bit slow, because more the number of components, more would be the resources, memory, processor and IO usage, input output module usage. So please make sure you select all, uncheck reporting, uncheck analysis, uncheck Polybase, data quality and other things for now. Just select the first one and all shared components. If it is SQL Server course, if you are planning for MSBI course, then select analysis and reporting also. If in case you are planning for DBA, then this is not the correct demo for you, friends. You got a separate demo for you. DBA class, DBA participants, the course plan and the actual what we say the demo plan and the installation instructions and precautions are completely different. So we assume you are going for SQL Server course, hence you are taking this particular demonstration. Or you may go for MSBI course next. For MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence course also, this particular SQL Server is required. So if you are going for MSBI, you select analysis and reporting also. If you are just going only for SQL Server, DB engine enough. You can change the instance or simply say the installation root directory. Installation is called instance. Whatever you are installing, that installation product is called instance. You can leave the root directory as it is. Next. And so what we done so far, accept licensing terms. Here select all, uncheck everything except the first entry. Now you got, in your case, you may see default instance. So if in case you got the first one, next. If you see named instance, it's auto prompting here. In your case, if it is prompting the first option, default instance, then you directly say next. If it is prompting for named instance, in such a case, you specify some name. What is that name? Any name is fine. You can say for now, say SQL School, some lab. Give some name. Any name of your choice and click your mouse anywhere outside this text box. Give some name, any name, don't use any space. while you are typing the name, give any name of your choice, case insensitive, uppercase or lowercase, one and the same, no problem here, but no space in the name. Remember friends, just come out of this text box so that you get ID automatically. You get some ID. We'll be using this ID for our next classes, queries and programs. Next, last one more step. Just last one more step. Here we go friends. Next, here you need to say add current user. This is the last and final step. Friends, only 4 steps total. Only 4 steps. Cancel. Yes. Installation. New installation. See there friends how I got the screen. Setup file. Installation. New installation. I said only 4 steps. Such a simple and easy concept. Let's observe it carefully. Next. Wait and wait. Still waiting for the next screen to arrive. Next. 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 Step number 1. Accept licensing terms. Next. Step number 2. Select all unchecked analysis, reporting and other components. Only DB engine and all shared features if you are going for T-SQL course. If you are going for MSBI course, you select analysis and reporting also. Anyway, you can add them later as well. For now, I'll select database engine. Next. This is the second step. Okay, this is the second step. First step, accept licensing terms. Second step, database engine. Third step, provide some name. Third step, provide some name. I would say some SQL school and some lab. Give some name, any name of your choice. Next. Give some name, any name of your choice. Say next. I would wait. Last and final step. Next. And say there add current user. Friends, you may see some other technical terms like tempdb, file stream, data directories, authentication, collation, etc. We'll be taking them in the very next class once we start the course, but please make sure you do the installation part and we are done. We are safe to start the course. We'll be understanding in detail about all these technical terms. Only 4 steps. Select accept licensing terms. Then select all unchecked analysis reporting, instance name or installation name and add current user. That's it, you are done. Next. Finally, install. This is a process. On my screen you see 2016. Same way you would do 2014. Anyone, either 2016 or 2014, and I'll show you now 2014 installation. Well friends, I'll show you 2014 installation now. Here it is. You would see here 2014 setup files, collection of directories and files. Double click on the setup file. Double click on the setup file, same process, either 2012 or 2014 or 2016, the same process, ditto. What we do? Installation, new standalone installation, same process, nothing new. Well, installation, new installation, And next, once you say new installation, this would prompt you with one particular screen, one additional screen that guides you through the complete installation process. And how many steps, friends? Total 4 steps. Total 4 steps. And you are done with the installation part. Let's see those 4 steps now. Friends, you may see some warnings. Ignore the warnings for now. Next. I repeat, while you are installing SQL Server, you may see some warnings, firewall warnings or Windows warnings. Leave it to me. We'll take them in our course. For now, we are very new. Let's do the installation part first. Then we are good to start the course. So for now, I'll simply focus on only next button here. I would only focus on the next button. Let's wait. Such a simple and easy concept. Let's do the installation part. So either 2016 or 2014, any one is fine. Let's wait, friends. It is taking you through the installation process. .NET or firewall may be warning. Ignore. Next. Next. Evaluation 180 days. Next. Accept licensing terms. First input. Next. Second input. Continue to say next, 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 next. Second input is I will select all. I am getting one screen now. I'm getting one screen. I'm just waiting to get one screen. In that screen, I'll be selecting all. Let's wait. We're waiting. Let's wait. Let's hold on. We got it now. Select all. Uncheck reporting, analysis, data quality, full text and replication. Just select only DB engine. So all shared features plus DB engine. Root directory can be C drive or E drive, any drive of your choice. Next. Any valid drive of your choice. It's up to you. Say next. So first input, accept licensing terms. Second input, select all, uncheck everything, accept DB engine. Now I'll wait. Next screen. I would get the prompt for instance name. I repeat, if you got no prompt, if you get this option of default instance, simply say next. If you get the option for named instance, you provide some name, say SQL Lab or SQL School Lab, whatever, give some name, any name of your choice, and you say next. We will be understanding in detail the difference between default and named. For now, any one is fine, either name or default, any one is fine. And you say next. Let's continue, friends. Now we are going into the next screen. And just one more step, right? Hope you remember, just one more step. We are waiting for it. Well, here it is. Scroll down, add current user. You see an option, add current user, or just maximize the window, add current user. Leave the remaining options to me. We'll be taking it in our course. For now, next. And then simply start the installation part. Install. That's it. Installation starts. What we did? Come on, let's write the steps for easy understanding. Number 6, installation process. Installation steps. Step number 1. Step number 1, what we do, friends? Double click the setup file. So here it is, friends. Download link. I'll provide the download link today. sqlschool.com/downloads. And from here, you'll be downloading the required software. Once you download, double click on the setup file, installation, new installation, then step 2, what we do friends, next, 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 so on, accept licensing terms. Step number 3, continue to say next. Then we say there, select all, uncheck analysis, reporting, and say uncheck all analysis and reporting, comma, other sub features of DB engine. Sub features you will remove, only DB engine only you will select. Step number 4, specify the server name if prompted. If it is not prompting, you continue. Generally friends, very first time it is not going to prompt for any name, you directly continue. Subsequent installations it will prompt for a name. So in case you already installed SQL Server downloading from internet, then you may need to provide some name for our server name, our installation. Otherwise, just go by default. Step number 5, add current user when prompted. When there is a prompt, one button, just say add current user, installation complete. Then step number 6, agenda number 6, how to test the installation. Well, please make sure friends you do all the installation part today. And before we test the installation, we got a tool called SQL Server Management Studio tool, right? Here it is. Well, go to apps. Remember, before that, for SQL Server 2012 or 2014, the above tools are auto installed. Whereas for SQL Server 2016, we need to manual installation of above tools is required, mandatory. This is the reason I'm actually showing on 2014 now. It will be easy for you if you can focus and practice on 2014 initially. Then what about 2016? We got our live server. You'll be able to connect our live server and practice 2016. So please see if you can download and install 2014. Where to download? You got the download link. And let me take you to this particular page. Let me take you to the respective page to show you the download link. And you would be downloading friends 2014 directly. This is the website. Of course, Microsoft download link. It will ask you to register with the above link, above website, and download a CAB file, a CAB file. Then you would be able to extract the required, just follow the instructions, you'll be able to find all the files and the folders. So you'll be getting this required download link. sqlschool.com/downloads. There you see second tab. I repeat, sqlschool.com/downloads. There you see friends second tab. You get it downloaded, and once you download, you can click start the installation. Once you start the installation, automatically tools are installed. 2016 you have to install the tools manually. Then what next? Apps, search, and you'll search there SSMS, this one. Then click on the SSMS part. Then tool is launched, and it would prompt for server name, but we are all very new. It may not give you the automatic server name. It will just prompt for the server name. Come on, let me show you, friends. Go to search SSMS. You will see the link. Click on this SQL Server 2014 or any version 2012, 2016 or 2014 Management Studio. Then tool is launched. This would prompt for the server name. Let's wait. Let's get the tool launched. It will prompt for the server name. Let's wait. Let's wait, friends. So the tool is getting launched now. Once the tool is launched, it will automatically go for the server name. In the meantime, my installation is succeeded. I just close this window. You got the tool launched. Initially, it will just prompt for the server name. It will just launch for the server name. And how to get the server name? Drop down, browse for more. DB engine, select. Drop down, browse for more. DB engine, select the first entry. I installed SQL Server multiple times, so I see multiple entries. For now, you select only the first entry. OK. Connect. And that's it. You would be able to connect to your server. That's it, friends. So what I'm doing now, come back, prompt here, browse for more, and expand database engine, select the required server. Generally it would be only one instance. In your case only one is actually installed. So you'll be selecting that particular entry directly. Select the required server and say OK and connect. I would wait. See there, friends? Come on, let me show you once again. Initially nothing is there. Browse for more. See there, friends? Click on browse for more. Friends, you remember this database engine, analysis, reporting. You got all these components available now. You got all these components. Hope you remember I was writing in the notepad earlier about these components. Simply expand database engine. Select the first component, say first entry, OK. And then once you select the first entry, OK, you simply connect. That's it, you are done. Just click on connect. And this would take you to the server. Once you are connected to the server, you would see in this way. Next classes, we need to understand more details about the technical terms in a journey of installation like instance, service, authentication, collation, etc. Then we'll start with the basic SQL. What I said, basic SQL. Then we shall slowly proceed with SQL Server Transact SQL. What does it mean? What's the difference between SQL and Transact SQL? Yes, we'll start our course from the very basics. This is a plan. To connect to a database, to interact with a database, we make use of SQL, Structured Query Language. A type of SQL required for the database in SQL Server. If the database is hosted in SQL Server, we require Transact SQL language, T-SQL, Transact SQL. If the same database is hosted in Oracle, we call it PLSQL. If the database is hosted in MySQL, we call it MySQL language. So we'll start with basic SQL from the next class and slowly continue with Transact SQL concepts. Yes, we'll be starting from the very, very basics and about our lab plan. Yes, friends, we'll be starting from the very basics And coming to the lab plan, here you go. Well, today we got some installation problem, installation part. You will be ignoring the error messages. We'll be understanding the possible errors and solutions next. For now, here is a plan. DML, DDL, DCL, TCL. We'll be understanding all basic queries and the definitions. We'll be taking some little bit of theory, system databases. Start with database design. Continue to understand file groups, files, and GUI and T-SQL options. Understand the inserts, updates, deletes and variants, different variants. We'll be understanding constraints, keys and cascades, priority operations, joins and queries, including the query tuning operations like hash join, merge join, loop join, etc. Then this is the first week curriculum. Second week we'll be understanding about views and nested queries, programming, functions, next level programming functions, subqueries and dynamic joins. We'll be understanding queries, subqueries, and we'll be understanding about correlated subqueries, merge, pivot, case operations. Then we'll be taking stored procedures right from the very basics to dynamic SQL, common table expressions and proactive caching for tuning operations, SQL injection, parameter sniffing and important information regarding cursors and how to avoid, where to avoid these cursors, temporary tables, table variables, triggers, transactions, error handling and event handling operations with the next level, stored procedures level 4. We'll be understanding about index tuning and query tuning operations. And finally, detailed SQL Server architecture part. And during our course, we'll be also working with a real-time project, and it's on a banking domain. And in order to ensure we are preparing for the project, day to day you would be having the course curriculum. It would be in this way. Day to day you would be having the course curriculum. It would be in this way. Here it is, right from the very basics. You'll be having the day to day material and the course plan and the practice part. Of course, the latest practice material, recent updates, and we'll be practicing on this latest practice material. Everything available with us, all depends how we are able to practice it in a careful way. And apart from that, we'll be going for materials, study material, and you'll be going for interview questions, and you'll be going for the training kit. And apart from this particular study material involves the GMAT one that is available on the screen. This particular study material involves lot of technical examples on the latest version, I mean 2016 latest version, lot of technical examples. So in addition to our course examples, we'll be practicing on this study material also separately. Of course, interview questions and certification material and mock interview on a healthcare database system. Like you'll be given the required scenario and the queries. You need to answer the queries based on the given scenarios on a healthcare system. And you would be given a banking project. Coming to the code, the solution of the banking project, it is about 4,000 lines of code. It is for about 4,000 lines of code. I'll just show you the code here. Well, We'll start right from database creation. We'll start right from the database creation to schemas, tables, relations, synonyms, and we'll be understanding about views, joins, query options, and we'll be understanding triggers on views, the actual real world environment, head to foot, complete end-to-end implementation of the project, big and small views, big and small stored procedures in a transaction environment, and we'll be understanding about the queries, computations, calculation queries, and next, apart from this, we'll be also understanding the possible functions and permutations, date, time, string, and other combinations, complex joins, real world environment in the banking and in the banking examples, banking domain, lengthy select statements and the tuning operations, we'll be taking it. Next, we'll also understand about the possible reporting operations, just in case you are going for MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence, then you got additional querying operations, mainly for reporting and analysis. I'm pretty sure you would be able to enjoy this complete full-length project implementation, and we ensure complete practical real-life training, and it is all possible only with your practice. And here you go, friends. So complete practical and real time, live classes, interactive, step-by-step approach. You'd be having the weekly mock interviews, like one of the sample I was giving you here, like a mock interview sample. So this way every week we'll go for mock interviews. Certification guidance to 7461 paper, Microsoft certification paper, and you would be given the material for it. And resumes, interview and job preparation, job assistance. So basic to advanced, right from the basic but to advanced, we know how to win references from you for our next batches. As simple as that. And we got specific schedules, morning, afternoon, evening, live training. Or in case none of these schedules suit you, you may go for the video course. We do offer on-demand videos. And from SQL Server T-SQL, you go for either DBA or MSBI, or you may go for some other reporting tool like Tableau or Power BI or ClickView reporting tool. But mostly we see participants from this SQL Server T-SQL course, they go to MSBI mostly. That's our observation. And with this information, again, we confirm you that all the training sessions would be completely real-time and practical. That's the last final word. And with this, we stop for today, and we look forward for your email communication pertaining to installation and course registration. sqlschool.com/downloads. You got the software, or you'd be getting, along with this video, you will be getting the download link in the email, and the notepad, whatever I was typing today, you'll be getting the complete document on the email. Please kindly make sure you do the installation part and then give the confirmations to join the course if you're interested. With this, we stop for today. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.